Hello, have you asked yourself a question? Why can't you say no to advertiser, although you never needed the product they offered? Why are you comfortable with some people but feel pressured with others? Why do people behave differently when they're among others and we're by themselves?
What makes some people charismatic leaders and so many people blindly follow them?
All of these questions are related to social psychology, a field of psychology which is focused on people's influence on each other's thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and actions. Today you'll learn about basic concepts in social psychology and how they greatly affect our daily lives. Today you will learn about different psychological tricks detectives use, how one word or first impression of a person can completely change their future, and what do concentration camps have to do with it all. Social psychology is very beneficial in crime investigation, where detectives need to find out the information from the person. Detectives need to be very careful with certain factors such as level of stress, body language, tone of voice, and many others. In this example, we have an experienced detective who knows certain psychological tricks and uses them to his advantage. Look at the setting of the place. There is enough distance between two detectives and the suspect. It allows him freedom of movement. Moreover, the surroundings are colored with positive colors such as light gray, white, and palm. They need to keep it at the optimal level so that the suspect will not hesitate and share all the information freely. This significantly reduces the level of stress, which is an important factor for detectives. Notice that the detectives don't make any fast movements, which would distract the suspect from remembering the past events. Look at the positioning of the body of the second detective. He doesn't make any eye contact with the suspect and took very relaxed position. As a result, the suspect is giving away lots of useful information without fully realizing it.
The casino playing blackjack, yeah? I was also at Melton's house. Yeah, chill with them. Yeah.
Who exactly are you talking about? Can you give us a name?
Yeah, everyone knows that mother Milton. He's the biggest in the town.
Sometimes detectives also ask some unrelated questions which make the suspect more comfortable and share their own secrets and their own information to make it more comfortable for the suspect.
Did she give you any clues as to where she was going?
No, she was pretty drunk, so I didn't listen to that.
Martin?
Yeah, Martin Connor lives on the 5th Avenue.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Alright.
However, what happens if the detective uses another strategy to get the information out of the suspect? Let's take a look at another example with the second detective. This time the setting is different. They're located under the bridge, the guy is handcuffed, and there are no people around. The detective in the white shirt clearly pressures the suspect. He's placing himself in a position where he's staring down at the murderer and is leaning onto the poor guy. On top of that, the second detective has a different role now. The fact he's neutral towards the actions of the main investigator plays to their advantage. The suspect feels unprotected and he realizes that there is nobody to help. Constant physical contact and harsh tone of voice, together with irrefutable evidence, provoke the suspect to either splash out all of the information or to keep on denying valid arguments.
We know you killed Jessica.
No, I didn't.
She's dead.
What?
He and Jessica were secret lovers.
What the
That perfect motive.
What the She's my girl.
You have a perfect motive.
What? No, let me go.
You weren't at the casino and you weren't at Martin's house.
No, let me go. I need to talk to him. It could be James. Listen to me. He also likes Jessica.
We know. James is our other suspect, but he had an alibi.
No,
You don't have an alibi.
He's
You
lying.
lied about
He's
your
lying.
alibi.
He's lying. Listen to me.
The case is
Trust
over.
me.
The case is over.
No.
That's
No.
5 years in prison.
I'm
bro.
innocent.
No,
I'm
you're not.
innocent. Listen
If you
to me.
admit now, it's better for you in court.
No, I'm innocent. Why would I admit it?
Get out.
It's important to notice that the second case appears much rarer in real life, since there is a high risk of suspect faking the evidence or just not telling anything, because high level of stress doesn't necessarily push the suspect to reveal everything. How many times have you bought something just because the salesman told you to do so? And how many more cherish bills will you spend on them? Compliance is what drives us to unintentionally follow others' words. It refers to changing behavior due to others' requests or directions. And again, it's not an order of an authority, but just a peaceful request, which is still a powerful tool and makes us comply. Sellers tend to use certain techniques or strategies to persuade you to buy the newest model of laptop or phone. The door in the face technique. In this approach, marketers start by asking for a large commitment. When the other person refuses, they make a smaller and more reasonable request. For example, imagine that the business owner asks you to make a large investment in a new business opportunity. After you decline the request, the business owner asks if you could at least make a small product purchase to help them out. After refusing the first offer, you feel compelled to comply with the second appeal.
Good morning, sir. I would like you to introduce you to our new product. It's the iPhone 12. It has amazing features. No? Oh, okay. Well then, at least buy some amazing AirPods and a new charger for your old model.
That's not all technique. Have you ever found yourself watching a television commercial? Once a product has been pitched, the seller then adds an additional offer before the potential purchaser has made a decision. That's not all. The salesperson might suggest, if you buy a set of widgets now, we'll throw in an extra widget for free. The goal is to make the offer as appealing as possible.
Hello. If you buy our MacBook Pro, then you will be able to get 2 waterproof cases free, as well as 2 chargers free along with it.
The low ball technique. This strategy involves getting a person to make a commitment and then raising the terms or stakes of the commitment. For example, a salesperson might get you to agree to buy a particular cell phone plan at a low price before adding on a number of hidden fees that then make the plan much more costly.
Okay, I think I will get this MacBook.
Okay, the final price is $1,200 plus some taxes and fines. So the final price is $1,500. Here you go. Thank you.
Okay.
Pay, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Ingratiation. This approach involves gaining approval from the target in order to get compliance. Strategies such as flattering the target or presenting oneself in a way that appeals to individual are often used in this approach.
Good morning, fine sir. How are you doing today? You look amazing, by the way. I'm sure that you would love to have this amazing new MacBook Pro. It will suit the likes of you very well because you are an amazing person. You look fantastic. You have that thick wallet, and I'm sure you'll be able to buy it. So here you go.
Reciprocity. People are more likely to comply if they feel that the other person has already done something for them. We have been socialized to believe that if people extend kindness to us, then we should return the favor. Researchers have found that the reciprocity effect is so strong that it can work even when initial favor is uninvited or comes from someone we do not like.
I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna let you try out the product, okay? Just this once. I'm making an exception for you, so you better use it well. I hope you make your choice by the end of it.
Let's get back to the detective's case. Another problem that might occur is called misinformation bias. Although people who attend the interrogation might want to share all of their information, it's still important to ask correct questions, as our memories can be easily influenced by just a single word of other person. We're analyzing the situation that happened on the road. Could you tell us about that? Could you tell us about how fast did the bikes crash into each other? How did they smash one another?
It was like a sunny day. I was just cycling just outside the school at the bike lane, and then suddenly I also see another cyclist that's coming on the opposite side of the road. And then I hear a voice coming from the back, and it's the voice of a very fast cyclist who was overtaking me. I also heard him say some aggressive words towards me because he thinks that I was going kind of slow, and he overtook me pretty dangerously. And just as he was overtaking the other cyclist that was coming on the opposite side of the road, you can see him, and they both crashed into each other. And after that, after they crashed into each other, they were just actually pretty violent. They were yelling aggressively to each other, and it was pretty chaotic.
Hello once again, sir. We really need to know your perspective on this minor accident one more time. We know it's really not that serious, but we still need to know it from you. So could you describe the way bikes slightly hit each other?
So yeah, I was just cycling normally, and I see the opposite cyclist going at the same speed. He was just overtaking me as usual and slightly hit each other. And after that, they helped each other set their bikes at their proper position. I also offered to help them if they had any problems, and a normal miscommunication bike accident.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this scene. The only difference between the questions was just one word, smash and hit. However, the mind of the witness was perceiving the words as in the bikes actually severely smashed into each other or slightly hit each other. Depending on the word, the mind of the witness changes and the memory is altering, which might significantly influence the future of the aggressor in the accident. The two stories might be exaggerated, however, it's essential to realize that you can't rely on one person's perspective, since his knowledge can be biased and greatly influenced by the first impression. First impression is another important concept in social psychology. We'll have tendency to be overly influenced by the first piece of information that we perceive, a phenomenon called anchoring bias. It is often seen in the field of medicine, since doctors can experience anchoring bias when diagnosing their patients. The physician's first impressions of their patients can create an anchoring point and lead to severe consequences such as mistreatment or even death.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hi,
I'm Dr. Daniel.
I'm Arco.
Hello. This is my assistant, Dr. Francisco.
Oh, hello.
So, what's the issue for today?
So I have pain in my kidneys, and it's pretty intense, so I think I need some medication.
It's okay. Let me see if I can write something down for you. This should be good.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, pain in your kidneys, it can be a lot of things, but this is most likely going to be a very serious procedure. And I think we might even need to perform surgery. In the most extreme cases, if I'm honest, yeah.
Right, okay.
But yeah, so we'll schedule an appointment for that, and then, yeah, we'll be on our way.
Okay, I'll come back later then, yeah?
Alright, cool. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
This is the fourth patient this month that we've had like this. I mean,
Don't pay us enough for all this.
yeah, no, people really don't take care of themselves.
You start
I
taking
don't know
care
what
of
this idiot wants, Like,
I don't know. You gotta treat him, I guess.
yeah, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna start to perform your surgery then. So I'm assuming you're all ready.
Yeah.
Alright, assistant, can I have the anesthetic, please? We're just gonna put your sleep. Thank you. Alright. Sure. Can I have the scissors, please?
It's looking worse. I think he's going to die, man.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew from the beginning, he was telling me his condition. I think he is going to die. Sure. Alright, okay, let's do one more thing. Pass me the scissors again.
Here you go.
Oh my god, I think he's dead.
I think he is dead.
Wait, let's check his vitals? Yeah, he's completely gone. Oh my god. And this is the first time a patient has ever died on me. I can't believe this. I've been having.
Problem. They're gonna fire us.
Yeah, they are.
They don't pay me enough for this anyway.
Social psychology also studies the behavior of people in the groups. The main concept there is called groupthink. We have a desire to be part of the group. We need to belong and feel included. This need pressures us to adopt to the norms and attitudes of the majority to gain acceptance and approval from the group.
Yeah.
Thanks, that's my phone. Yeah, okay.
The studies have shown that we're more likely to help people that we know personally. Hence, if you're in an emergency situation, single out an individual from the crowd, make an eye contact with him, and directly ask for assistance instead of making a general plea to the group. In the second half of 20th century, researchers have been specifically focused on studying concepts of obedience, compliance, and conformity. A famous Milgram experiment showed that people are likely to obey any order of an authority, even if it is highly dangerous for others. Participants of the experiment had to deliver an electric shock every time the other person, who was a fake participant or stooge, got the answer to a random question wrong. All of the participants went up to 300 volts, whereas 65% of the participants applied the maximum voltage of 450 watts. The main reasons for obedience to take place are presence of authority figure, unfamiliar environment, and the feelings of participants. They felt that the authority figure is taking all of the responsibility for their actions. A famous Stanford prison experiment conducted by Philip Zimbardo, American psychologist, was strongly related to the concept of conformity. The researchers set up a mock prison in the basement of Stanford University's psychology building and then selected 24 undergraduate students to play the roles of both prisoners and guards. The participants were chosen from a larger group of 70 volunteers because they had no criminal background, lacked psychological issues, and had no significant medical conditions. The volunteers agreed to participate during a 1 to 2 week period in exchange for €15 a day. Slated to last 14 days, it had to be stopped after just 6 due to what was happening to the student participants. The guards became abusive and the prisoners began to show signs of extreme stress and anxiety. While the prisoners and guards were allowed to interact in any way they wanted, the interactions were hostile or even dehumanizing. Guards began to behave in ways that were aggressive and abusive toward the prisoners, while the prisoners became passive and depressed. 5 of the prisoners began to experience severe negative emotions, including crying and acute anxiety. The actions of World War II greatly correlate with the actions of guards and prisoners from the experiment. The relationships between the prisoners of concentration camps and their guards, in particular, are similar to the ones of Zimbardo's experiment. According to Viktor Frankl, Austrian psychologist and Holocaust survivor, describes his experiences in the concentration camp in a book called Man's Search for Meaning. He noticed that guards were mostly cruel and unfair to the prisoners, forcing them to work until their last breath and survive in the worst possible conditions. However, it turns out the guards were often chosen from the prisoners themselves by the Nazis, and usually they were much more strict compared to the Nazi guards. The role assigned for those prisoners greatly influenced their behavior and became a good example of conformity, a process of changing one's behaviors in order to fit in or go along with the people around you. After exploring all of those concepts, it is definitely important to use them all in real life. Some of those phenomena happen to us unintentionally. That's why it's important to look at yourself or others from the side and ask yourself or analyze the situation at the moment. I hope you found this video interesting for yourself and will investigate into it further. Learning about the influence of people on each other is definitely useful for everyone, since we're constantly interacting with others. Notice when people are trying to use you to their advantage or manipulate you, using the techniques of detectives and salesmen. So don't let them fool you. These concepts teach us to stand out sometimes, to not go along with the group and to think by yourself. You should not rely on others and try to form your own opinion and your own rules. Social psychology is a huge field which is beneficial for thousands of different areas, as we've explored. Moreover, it's fascinating and even terrifying to learn about nature of humans, so keep on learning. Hope you found the video useful. Thanks for watching.
No, let me go! I need to talk to him.
Why can't you say no to
She's my girl!
Yeah, you would be. Your fingerprints are on the gun.
No, I'm getting framed! Listen to me! Wait.
how one word of completely random person can influence your life completely? No. Why am I... The two stories might be